All right. Of course, as soon as the countdown stopped, we both froze. Incredible. Technology is incredible.
Magical. Truly magical. What's up, buddy?
Well, I mean, it's always funny starting the conversation this way because we've just talked for 10 minutes before we started recording.
Yes,
But
we have.
yeah, everything's. I'm in a very. We were talking about this in I was in therapy last week. Just I'm in a very shedding season. There's a lot of things I'm just kind of letting go of.
Mm,
Um, More to come on some of that, but I really feel like I'm leaning my identity out a little bit more,
mm.
and I don't know if we want to go into all of that. It's going to be a long tangent, but it's quite liberating. It's quite freeing to just be, you know.
What moment or moments, because let's go here for a minute. Did you kind of go, aha, I'm making a shift, or I'm wow, actually this is more of who I am. Let me lean into this.
I think being back home and then all of the stuff that came with the funeral and some of the introspection you do when you lose someone,
Hmm.
and you kind of I came to this kind of and I've got to go very deep and very far back into my past for this, but the short version of the story is I think I've underappreciated how much growing up with severe acne shaped my perception of myself
Hmm.
and how I want others to perceive me.
Hmm.
Because I kind of realized, like I've always had something like I do this, but then I have this. I did music full time, and then I was a musician, and I did personal training, and then I was a personal trainer that did music,
Mm.
and then I was a personal trainer that did real estate and music. Then I was a business owner and doing real estate. Then I was doing real estate software and real estate and the gym on the side. And all of this, and it's always been like, and this, at the moment it's and a health practice. As what's wrong with just being me? And then I can have all of these things around me, but what
Yeah.
what what happens if the message is just you're you?
Mm.
It's not about having the FDN credential after your name. It's
Mm.
great to have, and it serves me. But do I need to put that after my name on my bio on Instagram? No. Do I need to have MBA on LinkedIn? No. You know what? I just feel like that shedding of you know who you are is who you are. It's not what you do,
Oh.
and that was something that really struck me at the funeral. Was no one talked about my mum's jobs. No one talked about the credentials that she had. She was a very well credentialed person.
Mm.
They just talked about how great she was.
Hmm.
Like that's who you are. It's
Yeah.
not about all the other shit.
The
So I'm kind of,
credentials.
and it's a long mental process to reframe that for yourself.
Reframe it and own it. And you're, it's, I'm so about it's not either or, it's and, right?
Mhm.
The credentials, the person that you become in getting those credentials, what credentials allow you to do ultimately should be helping you impact and your
Yes.
mission in this world. So it's not about the credentials, but because of the credentials is why people can stand around your casket or your urn or wherever it might be and celebrate you because of how you touched their life. But
Yeah.
if we rewind it all the way back to let's go as parents, right? When I say to you, why do you love Mason? Right? You don't say, oh, because he got straight A's last
Right.
year, or because he's a phenomenal soccer player, or oh, did you see how good his skin looked this morning?
Right.
Right? We the love that we have for our children and the people around us. There was a story about, what if you turn that on to you? And that was a type of self-love you gave yourself.
Yeah.
When you were born, nature, God, universe, it works for all spiritual, all religions. th- s- you were given this human being, and your one job was to protect this human being, to love this human being, to make sure that they had, a happy life.
Yeah.
it's never ever going to be about the external things, but the external things can and should support the you are already enough. This just allows you vehicles to reach other people.
Yeah, 100%. Like the credentials is what you said. The they help you grow. They help you have more impact. It's when you start using it as your identity of
Mm,
I need to make sure everybody knows that I'm a functional health practitioner,
right.
or that I have this certification, or that I have Dr. Amon's brain health license.
Yes.
Doesn't matter,
Yeah.
and you realize like how much stuff you put out on social doesn't matter how much you do. People really don't pay attention. They're too wrapped up with themselves, which
Yeah.
is fine. We all are. Um, so and again, it's liberating. Not you kind of feel like you're always having to put a show on,
Yeah.
and I'm kind of done doing that.
Good.
But again, it's not a switch. It's a long process of undoing a lot of programming from for the last 38 years.
I think we're always becoming who we are, right?
Yeah,
And if you're like most people, that becoming is an evolution. It's always a growth, and who we are, which was whole, perfect, healthy, and complete 10 years ago, is different than who we are right now. Like, it's all been part of us. It's just different layers and levels that come to the surface.
yeah,
Feelings that we, once just kind of felt inside of us, now we're able to verbalize them, right? And put them out, speak them in a way that makes sense, that can be received. The the real danger with the credentials and that identity is when you don't actually do anything with them, right? It just makes you feel good to get the credential, but you're not actually utilizing it in a messy, fail forward kind of way of how do I help myself and the world with
yeah,
this new learning. Um, The identity, I've seen people that claim parenthood, right, as their identity,
yeah,
right? I'm a mom, I'm a dad. Absolutely, that's a beautiful identity to have. But when it's all of your value is tied to the perceived what a mom or dad does, you're setting yourself up for a lot of pain.
yeah,
If that is it, or just like your job title, like if that is the only place you get your value from, you're gonna have a real challenging home life.
yeah,
And anytime there's a threat to that identity, if you don't have other well-roundedness to fall back on, um, we can just take it right down to the physiological, scientific state of like where your nervous system takes your body to,
yeah.
which is not a functional state. So,
No, yeah, and I think there's so much you can't go anywhere on YouTube, particularly with my algorithm of you have to you know you have this passion, you have these gifts, you have to make it your career. You have to, you know, at all costs, you got to hustle, you got to, you know, 100 posts a week on all these different platforms, blah blah blah. And I feel like it's very easy to get caught up in that when the reality is like if you offered me and said, all right, you could charge 1,000 an hour and work with 5 people, or you could help 1,000 people and make $5,
mm,
I'll take the $5.
mm,
I I I think that's also there's also a mindset shift I'm having of it doesn't the passion and the gift doesn't have to be what makes you it doesn't have to be what makes your income,
yeah,
because I think when you start doing that, and like I'm kind of just exhausted with the rat race of trying to get clients. Trying, you know, I've been doing it for 20 years now of just living your life trying to get the next client
mm,
when I just want to help people.
yeah,
I have that meetup group. We have our walk tomorrow. There's 8 people coming. There'll be 5 people I haven't met before.
yeah.
I'd love for them to walk away and feel the same impact the first two did because they're both coming back, and it's that's what I'm in it for. That's what, you know, gives me the passion for it. Doing this, I have a passion for it. It doesn't make us any money right now. Don't care.
I think it does in a roundabout way. I know we've talked about this. You
Yeah.
framed the entire what you just spoke about If I could work with 5 people at $1,000 an hour or help 1,000 people for $5 an hour, the way that even came out of your mouth, I can work with 5 or I can
Yeah.
help.
Yeah.
So it because if I said to you, if you can help 5 people right now and make $5,000, you're gonna be like, yeah, because you're as soon as I said help 5 people, your brain said yes.
Yeah. But if there was the choice of
Yes.
help the 1,000
Yes.
versus helping the 5, I'll take the
Yes.
1,000.
Yes. Because then, of course, the ripple effect, and then if each of those 1,000 helps 2 people, now your true
Yeah.
impact is more than 2,000,
Yeah. And I
3,000.
mean, guess what? In today's day and age, that $5,000 is gone by the end of the week.
I know.
So, versus that impact, the lasting
Yes.
impact of the 1,000 plus.
But let us not dismiss or demonize, which I know you're not,
No,
the the gift that the monetary part does come, because when you are making money through your passions and your ability to help people, to me, it does allow, for me, it allows me to help more people, right? I either have
absolutely.
to spend more time selling real estate, which I'm helping
Yeah.
a family. I'm helping 2 families, right? Get what they
Yeah.
want. Um, but if that 5 hours was spent in front of an audience, big or small, 1 to 10,000, that's
Oh,
but I
absolutely.
can only do that when I'm making money from it.
I think where people need to, and I say people as me at the top of the front of the line for it. I think when you do something long enough,
Mhm.
the money comes, right? Like
Yes.
you do something long enough, that 1,000 turns into 2,000, 5,000. All of a sudden, you got a million followers.
Yeah.
Not that that's the goal, but
Yeah.
now you can sell something for $5, and that's $5 million, right? Just,
Yeah.
I think when you do something long enough,
Mm.
and you actually have genuine impact,
Yes.
the income comes
Yeah.
from it. But the danger is when you focus on the income,
Yes.
you don't end up actually having an impact because you're so busy cutting and editing your
Oh,
socials
yeah.
and making sure you're branding. And then and kind of where I started this whole tangent from was, it's almost like if you don't do all of that, you're a failure.
Right.
Like, oh, if you're not generating all these followers and you're not, then it's just you suck because you
Yeah.
can do it.
Well, because we never celebrate, because there's always a
Yeah.
next thing, and there's always we need to do more. And I want to just stop for a second and like really just honor. Like, I love that you shared that. And I love that you're coming into more of like just who you are as a human being, as a soul, as a I mean, man of God. I mean, I do hear you.
Hmm.
We don't talk about religion a lot on this, but like really, really stepping into that.
Yeah.
That's when you are leading yourself into your full version of yourself. I don't know that there's any better depiction of a leader,
Yeah.
because we all see leaders that are leading other people, but they're not even leading themselves and their own family. So it's like this falsity. And if one thing social media gives us, it's this realization that people are so hungry for authenticity. And I believe one of the reasons they're hungry for that is because they want mirrors of themselves. They don't
Yeah.
like there's not relatable. Perfection is not relatable. Perfection to me is like do not want perfection. Um it seems totally boring to me. Um
Yeah.
uh, but people, I had a post go pretty viral, like 32,000 views on Instagram, whereas most of my stuff gets between 2 and 400, maybe 1,000 or so. Um, and it was part of playing the game, using a template off of Reels. The person had the
Hmm.
comma in the wrong spot, but I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna roll with it, right? I had a cool video I had taken that day, and it fit it, and I posted it, and it was, people were like, hey, the comma's in the wrong spot. Meanwhile, I'm watching the hearts and the comments and the
Yeah.
views just skyrocket. No one gives a shit, guys. Like, and the people that give a shit, your comma's in the wrong spot, they actually still got some value for it. But I'm like, I can't be stopped to put my energy there, because this thing's taking off. So who cares?
Well, and it almost signifies, oh, this person's actually busy. She's a go getter. Doesn't have time to triple check her work. You know.
So I just I love the authenticity. Leaders go first. That has been my total kind of mindset prevalent the last week or so, just from huddles that were coming from the real estate team. You sharing right now, being the leader, and like, I'm just stripping some stuff away,
Yeah.
right? That's
And that's not to say, by the way, like I'm not going to continue doing my health practice.
yeah,
It's just that I really feel I'm just going to focus on the impact part of it. Like I
mhm,
said, eventually over time, when you're not forcing it to be the way that you put food on the table for your family,
yes.
you can just have genuine impact. You can have a conversation that will change someone's life.
And you can have fun with it. And now we're gonna go into a PSA, because if you weren't doing your health practice,
Hmm.
you would
Hmm.
have not brought this into my life.
Well, I probably would have. You just wouldn't have got it at the price you got it because of my
Well, thank you,
my
because I really
generous discount.
liked the price, and I bought 3
Yeah.
months supply, and I'm just thinking, "Oh my god, I just opened up my 2nd bottle, and I have a 3rd bottle left. I better open more, because I actually I don't wanna be without this."
Yeah. Good.
And that's pretty rare, because I'm always open to trying different things, and especially as someone who chooses not to consume animal products, um, and also someone that doesn't wanna be taking in engineered forms of things.
Hmm.
And also someone who's going to be 50 years old, and also someone that's probably in perimenopause somewhere. I have no freaking clue. Um, I do know that my body is going through changes. We just accept that as something that happens to us as women. Um, can you, for a moment,
We should have you do a Dutch test for that. Look at your
what a
hormones.
what test?
A Dutch test.
So off pod or on pod, hey, maybe we use me as a guinea pig on pod.
Yeah.
I'm totally willing to go first on this, right? Example. Um, It's this mystery, right? This is how I feel about the nervous system, right? We have our bodies that are mysteries to us. So we
Yeah.
lean on information that we get. We lean into experts. And then there's a lot of blind faith that comes with that, because we're not really taught. The Perfect Amino by Body Health, with which you recommended to me, one of the big things for me is the the equivalent of protein. Right? It's very
Right.
challenging for me to get in, enough protein, and I used to have a very bad relationship with protein. Like, I was like, "Fuck protein, we don't need all this protein," because I was equating it to needing to eat meat.
Right.
Um, but when I started working with Rose Lopiano with, The Plant Life Chose Us, and I was working with you doing personal training, taking in that much protein, my body was changing, like, really making changes. So,
Yeah.
but I was also getting really, like, bloated, and I was having a lot of protein powder, and
Hmm.
it just it was working for me in some ways, but intuitively I knew, like, this is not really what I wanna live my life on
Yeah.
consuming. So, the Perfect Amino, and correct me if I'm wrong, and then please take over. Taking my 5 tablets of this is an equivalent to 30 grams of protein.
Yes and no.
Okay,
So it it is technically true. A little bit of a marketing spin on it.
sure.
I don't think it takes away from the value of taking it. Um, when it's referring to that as the net nitrogen utilization (NNU),
Mhm,
so which your body uses to create enzymes, proteins, and so what it's telling you there is how much of the nitrogen is actually able to use instead of turning it into glucose or fat or
mhm.
just shitting it out or pissing it out actually.
Oh god.
Um, so when you eat eggs, I think eggs are around 40, they're in the 48%, I think, net utilization. So I think that's the highest of
Mhm,
all of the animal proteins.
mhm,
So what it's saying is if you take 30 grams of protein from eggs, you're going to get about 15 grams worth of the utilization.
mm.
Whereas with the amino acids, you get, I think it's about like 99 point something percent. It's pretty much all of it because it gets straight through into your gut to get utilized.
Mhm.
Um, that's how they can make that claim, and it is true. And all people get very amino acid. It's just amino acids are the building blocks of protein.
Yeah.
You hear peptides a lot. all peptides are just change of different types of amino acids.
Yeah.
I think these are great for everybody. I take them myself. I like taking them, especially when I'm fasting, and it's even more if I'm training while I'm fasted,
Mhm.
because it doesn't actually break the fast, because it's just the
Mm.
building blocks. It's not the actual, nothing gets broken down. It doesn't break the fast. Um, the reason you're finding so much benefit for it is because, and I'm very big on not trying to change how people eat. It's, you want to be a vegan, that's completely fine. But the reality of, we have to work with the realities of people's choices, right? The reality is no plants give you all 9 amino acids.
Mhm.
And these are the essential amino acids. There's more amino acids, but the essential ones that we
Mhm.
need to build life, sustain life, proteins. So we've got a supplement for it. So I think you're feeling so much benefit from it because you probably haven't had the complete stack
Mhm.
of amino acids before, and your body's like, oh, thank fuck, let's go.
Well, I always
And
go to
and also the reality is most people's diets don't. Most
yeah.
people don't eat, and especially women, they don't
Mhm.
have enough protein. So
Mhm.
something like this is a great supplement, and it just gives you a good boost to get going with it.
Yeah. Well, I have to say it's a physical change I see, like, even in, like, my skin and my thighs. I
Hmm.
don't know if this I'm just noticing where I'm noticing a difference. So 1. 2, most supplements that I've taken, I can tell I'm peeing the majority of it out because there's color
Yeah.
change, there's odor change. I've really noticed pretty much no change with taking this, and I take 5 a day, and I know you said I could take more, but I'm having a
Yeah, I
really
sometimes do two
yeah,
servings a day.
okay. And I also go to, like, listen, cows don't eat meat. We're getting protein from cows. All protein essentially comes from plants. It's just the way that
Right.
it's processed and changed in the animal's body. So, thank you, my carnivore partner and friend, for supporting
Well, I
me
should.
as a
I'm
vegan.
not carnivore. I should clarify that because
Okay.
I do eat things that wouldn't be considered carnivore.
Okay.
Mostly ice cream.
My
Actually, I guess you
omnivore.
could consider that. You could consider it carnivore. I get it. I get stuff that's organic from farms.
Yes. So I'm loving it. I'm starting to recommend it to people because of course I'm having conversations about sales and making money. And then I see someone come on, they're exhausted. And because of you, I'm like, how's your sleep? Right? Because of my work with the nervous system, I'm dialing all the way back because you told me the first thing we work on is sleep. And
Yeah.
one of the things with perimenopause and menopause is a real impact on sleep, right? Exhausted all day, like, thank God I'm in bed, but then the
Well,
inability to fall asleep.
I'm going to challenge you on that.
Okay.
See, that's something
I'm
I'm
not
very
exhausted all
passionate about.
day. I'm hearing yeah, but
No, but
yeah.
something I'm very passionate about, that it doesn't have to be that way. We've accepted these
Yes.
things that happen to us. The reason that happens is because your hormones are all completely out of
Yes.
whack.
Yes.
So we can actually do something to help that.
Yes. No,
That's why the Dutch test is good, because you can actually see where all those hormones are kind of sitting,
I
right?
how much does it cost? 10 grand? How much money do I
No,
need to
that
save?
one's about, I think it's like 300-400 bucks. It's not crazy.
Okay. So it's a must, right? And it's just information, right? It just people get so afraid of information because they think, "Oh, now I have to make a change." Right? Once you know something, you can't unknow it, but you still get to make choices, right?
Yeah,
Like someone has a heart attack and the doctor tells them you have to stop eating fried and meat
right.
however you're eating it. But many people still choose to. So I am I am willing to go to the scary place of getting some information, but one of the reasons I'm willing to do that is because you are a very safe place for me, and I know that I can have an open conversation with you about something that I would be willing or not willing to do or try. Um,
Yeah.
and yeah, so okay, so let's do it. Let's do it. Let's use me. Let's follow me if we want, because I can't ignore anymore about the realities of perimenopause, and I have too many women around me that are having challenges with it, and I, like you, believe, like, this is not doesn't have to be this way. I'm pretty lucky I don't have anything that's significantly impacting me, And I have a mom who my mom went into early menopause because she had to have chemo because she had breast cancer.
Right.
So I have no kind of family history on how to judge when my timing might be.
Yeah.
And I was with an agent yesterday. She's 40 and she is having a ton of symptoms. Super fit, like super fit. And we already know that super fit on the outside doesn't necessarily mean that we're doing what we need to be doing on the inside.
It could actually be detrimental to what's going on the
Yeah.
inside too. I think I don't know if I've said this before. I think I said it on the webinar, but I'll say it on the podcast. I actually think one of the biggest health epidemics that, if it's not already happening, that will be more prevalent in the next 5-10 years is the impact on these hit interval
Yeah.
type classes. I won't name any brand names because I, there is a lot of positive getting people to work out, but
Mhm.
I think they are completely destroying people's nervous systems.
Yeah.
And then the long term impact on that, I think that we're going to really see the consequences of it
Mhm.
quite soon.
For me personally, this is just for me personally, and I experienced this before when I really kind of first started my weight loss journey, and obviously I'm still on it. But what I've dialed back to is weight training
Hmm.
again, heavier, um, limited cardio. Like I'm doing really enjoyable but still fast-paced walks.
Yeah.
I'm not running as much, and the pickleball is good cardio, but I've really softened, like, some of that real intense, forceful impact on my body. I still wanna get my heart rate up,
Yeah.
but my body, from testing, responds best when I am lifting heavier weights, when I am getting good food and getting good sleep, and doing cardio, but not in, like, that intense, like, I feel like I'm gonna pass out kinda way.
Yeah.
So, sign
Yeah.
me up.
Yeah. Exercise really doesn't have to be all that great. Unfortunately, a whole industry's been created around it now.
Mm,
You can do 20-25 minutes of like actual 20-25 minutes of lifting.
yeah.
I like a good 5 minute warm up of stretching and foam rolling, as
Mhm,
you know.
mhm.
Outside of that, that's all you need. I mean, it's not good for business if you're a trainer when you say all you need is 20-25 minutes
Right.
because you want to fill 45 minutes to an hour up, but
Yeah.
that's the reality. Um,
What if it was 25 minutes of training and 15 and 25 minutes of recovery and nervous system regulation and meditation and
yeah, I completely agree. Knowing how I am as a person, I have a hard time then adding that time in to do it, right? Like if
right.
I've mentally, all right, I'm going to get in 20-25 minutes, 5 in the morning, I'll be done by 5:30, boom.
Yeah.
And then after add the 15-20 minutes on, you start, ooh, yeah, it's very
Yeah.
easy to skip it. I love that though. I think that
I
it'd be
mean, more
great if
in a structured setting. Like, what if when you engaged a personal trainer, right, and you're in your gyms, your training session is a holistic training session. It's not just 45 minutes of
yeah.
weightlifting or, running on the treadmill. Um, I don't know.
Well,
Maybe
there's
that's our
Dave
center. Is
Asprey.
that our future center, Paolo?
I think so. Dave Asprey has Upgrade Labs, which
Mm,
I actually talked to him about franchising, and it's just you need, I think, over 1 million. You need to be very liquid.
yeah.
Um, and I mean, I didn't sign any NDAs or anything, so they obviously didn't, but they didn't have any kind of financial model. So you could be like, all right, so if you in 3 years you should be making this because it's
Mhm.
still very new. But point being, that's kind of the premise of it. It's all a lot of it's AI. Your workout is completely individualized to you, and not just you, but you when you walk in, what is the state of your nervous system?
Mm,
What's your HRV?
mm,
Let's do an appropriately modified workout for that. Most of it is 20-25 minutes,
yeah,
and then you're doing the recovery stuff in there
yeah.
too.
If you're
So
in
I
fight
do
or
think
flight yeah, sorry.
no, I was just saying I think that I really do think that is the future of this,
I do
and
too.
we are going to start seeing some signs of people being burnt out from
Oh,
the
we're already seeing it. We're
group
already
classes.
living in a world of zombies, with a lot
Yeah,
of that.
but unfortunately, I mean, even to your point of like the woman you were working with that is very fit,
Yeah,
people people associate that with good health. I think yes, but we can actually be doing a lot of damage
yeah.
You know, and it drives me crazy when you see people getting completely destroyed by their trainer or
Mhm.
by the instructor, and you're like, that person's got to go to work.
Right.
This person probably wasn't up, was probably up till 1 a.m, slept 5 hours.
Yeah.
And you're putting everybody through the same thing.
Yeah. Yep. And if you're showing up and you're already operating in fight or flight state, like doing these some of these intensities, you're actually just telling your body, yes, stay there. Stay in the high cortisol state.
Mm.
Stay in the fight or flight state. This is not a play state. Like, oh, it's gosh. I'm sorry. It's just like we have so much good information. We have too much information. And I know for everyone, it's their own journey and everyone's discovering things that are like, wow, everyone should know this, right? We all have those different things, but I, I'm just learning stuff that just makes so much sense. And it's so basic.
But that's the problem. Basic
I
doesn't
know.
sell.
I know.
Basic isn't sexy.
I know. I know how many industries, like if we just started doing these things, how many industries would go out of business?
So many.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know we have a hard stop today.
Yeah.
Thank you for talking about the amino acids. I
Of
don't know
course.
if you can give a link to it or DM us,
Um.
but
Yeah. Just DM one of us.
yeah.
We'll hook you up.
Okay, what test am I gonna do?
Dutch.
And do I have to do I'm the worst at getting my fingers pricked. I can do it, but like
No, this one is not that.
I gotta stick something
Ooh,
up my hoo-ha.
no, stick it up there. Jesus.
Because I'll do it. Whatever I need to do.
Just don't prick my finger.
Oh my God. All right. Awesome. All right. Thank you, buddy. Thank you,
Yeah.
everybody. Have an amazing day. Until next time. Bye for now.